Welcome to Miller's Monsters. I'm Mr. Beelzebub. This here is Count Luna. Behind me, there he is. Good old Edgar P. the Scully. How's Edgar doing today? Doing good? Good boy. Sarah's face just turned blue. And today I'm going to tell you about the Bell Witch. The legend of the Bell Witch. And this was in Red River, Tennessee. It's now Adams, Tennessee. And it's called the Bell Witch because this witch terrorized, or spirit should say, terrorized the Bell family. And it started innocently enough. Come up here so they can see you, please. Thank you. When he spotted a dog, or a strange animal, I should say, in his cornfield in 1817. It looked like a dog, but had a rabbit head, and it disappeared once he shot at it. And so he didn't think much of it, and the family sitting down, thank you, that's much better, is sitting down to dinner that same evening, and they hear a strange knocking from outside, and John's sons ran outside and couldn't find anything that was happening, and this continued for a few weeks. And they also started seeing apparitions and started to hear unexplained noises. And as time goes on, things got more escalated. And one of these things is his son saw a very large bird, and his daughter Betsy, who was also took the brunt of this haunting, saw a little girl in a green dress out on a limb. Luna's not sure, should I go for the treats in the bowl or the one in my hand, on an oak tree. She saw the girl swinging on an oak tree outside, and even one of the John Bell's slaves said that a large black dog had been following them. And again, time goes by and things only increase more and more. They begin to hear knocking and choking sounds through the house, invisible dogs fighting, the sound of rats gnawing at the bed, that would drive me crazy, and chains being dragged along the floors, and the children started to have the bed sheets ripped off of them at night, and they started getting endured scratches and hair pulling. And for some reason the ghost really targeted Betsy and John in this, and Betsy would complain that she was pinched, slapped, poked with pins, and sometimes the abuse was so bad that it would leave red welt hand marks on her body, and also welts all over her body as well. And the witch once said that she was not going to stop haunting the family until Betsy broke off her engagement with Joshua, and that John Bell was dead. And we'll take a break. There it is. At some point when things were going on, John Bell did confide in a friend of the family, and he did spend some evenings at their home, and he definitely confirmed that some sort of spirit seemed to be terrorizing the family. Now, in another theory on how this witch came to terrorize this family is when they built their home. They built their home on a Indian burial ground, and that could have been what cursed this family. Another version says that a neighbor by the name of I had it and I lost it. Kate Batts was an eccentric neighbor, and she was known for making up stories. And once they asked the spirit what her name was, and did say Kate Batts. Now, whether that's true or not, we don't know, but those are three versions of how this family became haunted or cursed. And you need to get more in the picture again. And once word got out, people by the hundreds were coming to the house and wanted to see these strange happenings and the Bell Witch. And it even caught the attention of future President Andrew Jackson. And I'm going to tell you what happened when Andrew Jackson visited the John Bell estate, but I'm going to give you a minute to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, hit the like button, set yourself up for notifications so you don't miss another episode, and please urge your friends to like, subscribe, and view as well. And of course, as always, I thank you in advance. So, Andrew Jackson heard of this story and decided to investigate himself. A few theories why he might have came down. One is he owned property in Red River and happened to be in the vicinity. No, you can't have that. Don't do it. Don't do it. And the other one is that the sons served under him in when they were in the army. And he did it as, wanting to help them out. And things began to go a little bit wacky as soon as he got there, when the carriage got stuck and the wheels wouldn't move. No matter what they tried, they couldn't get this wagon to move. And Jackson declared that it was the doing of the witch. And at that point, they heard a disembodied voice say, "You're out of the picture." No, it didn't say that. Come here. Come on. Say, "Okay, General," or "All right, General, I'll let the wagon move on, but I'll see you later tonight." And sure enough, this witch seemed to be a person of a witch of her word. And one of the people in Jackson's party said he was a witch tamer. And he said he brought a silver bullet and declared that his silver bullet would take care of this haunting once he saw it. Come on. Oh, thank you. And sure enough, after he said that, he began screaming, saying someone was beating him, and he was being pinched and stuck with pins. And the guy finally gave up and wanted to leave. And the disembodied voice had said that there's more than one fraud in your party, and he will be exposed later that night. And everybody in the group said, "Hey, let's get the hell out of there." Jackson said, "No, we're going to stay. We're going to investigate." But the next morning, we don't know what happened. Jackson and his party were seen speeding out of town the next morning. So he didn't have much luck in the investigation. It looks like the Bell Witch got the last laugh in the end. Well, this goes on for a few more years, and from 1817 to 1820, the Bell Witch and the John Bell family had interactions, and they would speak, and for some reason it's said that the Bell Witch liked Lucy a lot, John's wife, and was never harmful to her, and even brought her fruit one time when she was sick, and would give her compliments, with these interactions. And then around 1820, John started feeling sick, and he had trouble swallowing, muscle twitches, migraines, and then tingling sensations, fatigue, and seizures. And then in December of 1820, he went into a coma. And the following day, on December 20th, he died at his home. And on that day, they found a mysterious vial of black liquid in the cabinet of the kitchen, and threw it, before they threw it into the fireplace, they said, "Well, what is this stuff? So they decided to experiment on the cat and put a drop of this liquid on the cat's tongue, and it died instantly. I wouldn't do that to you, Luna. Don't worry. That's no black goo you're eating now. That's a tasty treat. And so they threw that vial into the fire, and blue smoke appeared and went up the chimney. And then, well, the Bell Witch took credit for John's murder, and they said to have heard a voice from the Bell Witch saying, I gave old Jack a big dose of that last night, which fixed him. So apparently the Bell Witch was smart enough to commit murder. After that, it went after Betsy, and it would follow Betsy around and pull her hair whenever her and Joshua were together, and cause all kind of, chaos between them until eventually Betsy did break off her relationship with Joshua. And once that happened, the ghost disappeared for a while. But before leaving, the Bell Witch visited Lucy, who she did, like I said, and said she would return in 7 years. And sure enough, the Bell Witch reappeared to John Bell Jr., stayed with him for 3 days, and they talked about past, present, and future, and predictions about the Civil War. And that was still over 30 years away. And then the Bell Witch vanished again for a second time and said she'd return in 107 years. And that's the last thing we know about the Bell Witch. We don't know if she returned in 107 years or not. It's rumored that maybe the Bell family has had some interactions with her, but we will never know that, and we will never know. This is a story that's been handed down generation by generation, so there was only a few articles done on it, and there was a book written about it, and there's some people say that book was pure fiction. Some people don't. There are possible explanations, feasible, I don't know, but there's possible explanations, and the one is that one of Betsy Powell's school teachers, by the name of Richard Powell, was madly in love with Betsy, and he was 11 years older than Betsy, and apparently, he could have contrived all this, and I don't know how someone would be able to pull all this off and commit the murder of John Bell, but he did have knowledge, okay, and this is interesting, is that he had knowledge of the occult, a knowledge of ventriloquism, okay, so two things that very possible link to what's been going on here, and horticulture. So he had all the knowledge he would need to pull off something like this, although the opportunity, I don't know, I think that would have been a little tough. And it's also said that the symptoms of John Bell before he died kind of mimicked arsenic poisoning. So someone may have been slowly poisoning John Bell over years. Who knows? Was it Phillips? Was it the family? Was it one of the slaves that was slowly poisoning him? We're never going to know. And we've never heard from the Bell Witch again since talking to John Bell Jr. that long time ago. So crazy story there. Some possible explanations, I don't know. It's this one's 50-50 because again, it's all passed down word to word, mouth to mouth. So I hope you like what you heard. If you did, please hit the subscribe, ring the bell, hit that like button, set yourself up for notifications, and please tell your friends to like and subscribe as well. And Luna and I and Edgar, we will talk to you later.